This is 72nd uh, meetup today, and the topic for today is salt security with MuleSoft. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, safe harbor statement. Both speaker and host are organizing this meetup in their individual capacity. We are not representing our companies here. This presentation is strictly for learning purpose. We do not hold that the same solution will work for you, your business requirements, and this presentation is not meant for promotional activity. Housekeeping. So since we are recording this session, I'll be uploading the session on YouTube. I'll share the YouTube page link as well. To make it more interactive, either you can ask the question in chat or you can come on mic and unmute yourself and ask the question. We can have more discussion on the things. And at the end, please give feedback, more feedbacks, good or bad, how you like or don't like, or if you have any specific topic you want to listen. So let us know. So for today's agenda, uh, we'll be discussing about salt security, why salt, the key features and prerequisites required, and salt security architecture, salt plus mule implementation. So organizers. So myself, Nitish Jain, I'm senior integration engineer in Growth Arc, and we have Jiten Bhavna as well, senior solution architect at EPM Systems. And speakers for today, we have Venkat Madhu Prasad and Rashmi Patil from Accenture. So yeah, Venkat, if you can just take it from here, you can share your screen and please let us know about yourself.
Yeah, sure.
I'll unshare my screen.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and share the screen.
Yes, please. Rashmi, you can continue from here and let me
Yes.
give intro from my side, and from there you can pick
Yeah.
it and you can start your conversations.
Sure.
Okay, let's go in that way.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Let me know once my screen is
Yes,
visible.
yes, it's visible. Thanks, Rashmi. Can you enable it to presentation mode by selecting that presentation?
Yes, it is
F
in
F5
presentation.
F5. Yeah. Can you please select the presentation
It is.
mode? Yeah, it's showing slides only. It's better you make it convert as a presentation. Can you please uh, click on?
Now it's presentation mode for me. Are you?
Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, no issues. Can you go bottom? Yeah, okay. You already selected that.
Yes, yes, it is already there. Let me.
Yeah, you can try to reshare otherwise.
Yeah. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible. It should be, yeah, it is visible as a PPT.
Mhm.
It's showing individual slides, uh, and as well as it's showing the uh, speaker slide at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Can you please go back
Yeah,
to,
the previous
yeah,
slide.
yep, you're right. Just go back to my slide. Otherwise, yeah, let me share. Otherwise, if you can unshare it, I will do that.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's better. That I will take care of. Let me try from my end if something
Yeah.
is going correctly or not. Not sure. Touch screen window. Yep. 1 minute. Give me a minute. I'll open my deck. That's better. Yep. 1 minute. You able to see my screen
Yes, Venkata.
now? It's clearly giving a window picture.
Hmm.
It's a speaker sum, right? Okay. Is this fine, Rashmi and Nitish? Able to see the whole screen?
No.
No, not it.
I'm able to see, but it is not in the slideshow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why it is giving in this way? Even for you also not a slideshow, but for me it is showing slideshow. Okay, somehow.
No problem. You can just start.
Okay, no issue. Yeah. Let me start. Yeah. Myself, Venkata, I'm working for Accenture as an integration architect. It comes to my experience. I have around 17 years in the market and working with MuleSoft from last 7 years. Earlier worked on Java. Okay. And currently working as integration and platform architect. Okay. And helping the clients to work on the integration requirements and transformations, and as well as the architecture and from a capability to provide the solutioning, and as well as I will be more working on a part of activities like sales and RFA, and as well as tech event, and as well as I will be counterpart for Meetup also. So I'm doing conducting the Meetup sessions within the Accenture for different business projects based on the need, and every month we'll be planning for that. So that's all from myself, and it's over to Rashmi.
Hi everyone, it's Rashmi Patil here. I'm a MuleSoft developer, and I'm with integration tools like past 7 years. Earlier, I used to work on the integration tool called as Stipco. Now migrated to MuleSoft. It's been like 4+ years. I'm currently working on this MuleSoft.
Okay. Thanks, Rashmi. Thanks for providing insight about you. Yeah, let's start about salt security. Today is a topic for us to discuss about how do we integrate salt security with MuleSoft.
Sorry, Venkat, to
Yeah.
break you here. Are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I shared my screen. You did not. What
No.
happened? I'm really sorry. What happened to this? Yeah, now you can. Please let me know.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's start. Over to you,
Ah,
Rashmi.
yes. So it's slide share.
Yes, I done that. Uh, it's at about salt security. Not visible.
It is still in the. It's not in
Loading.
presentation mode. Maybe.
Yes, it's not going to presentation mode. Somehow I really getting
Oh,
confused why I'm unable to do that.
okay.
Okay, let me check if I can able to do this slides faster. Okay, is it happening for Nitish also?
Nitish.
Nitish, otherwise could you please share?
Sure, let me share my screen.
Yeah,
No problem.
please. That's better. Yeah,
Yeah, please unshare. I'll share my screen.
yeah, I done that. Sorry, guys. Apologies from my end.
So just let me know about the window.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead, Rashmi. Yeah, from here.
So, hi all. So today we are going to discuss on the soil security. So basically, when the term security comes in, it's something related to the vulnerabilities or how we safeguard the APIs. So Salt Security is one of the SaaS application, the platform to secure the APIs from the third party or attacks. So this was founded by Israel Defense Force, two of the folks from Israel Defense Force, and they are currently they have patented this Salt Security platform. So they are Rossi Edelson and Michael Nicosa. So these both folks started in 2016, and that was in 2018 it was formed with a patented platform. So the salt security enables the client to, identify the real time any threats or any threats on the monitoring, and also highly any risks on the APIs, and those will be highlighted and they will be alerted to the DevOps team, and also they block the attacks. So major salt security mission is to accelerate business innovation by making the APIs threat proof and make sure they are safeguarded. Shall we go to the next slide, Nitish? So currently, this API, all our APIs, all the APIs, like why we to use the salt security. Currently, we all muleys are hands-on with the APIs. We build the, ESB Enterprise Service Bus. We are all working on that. So we have more data incoming and outbound going, so we always handle the sensitive data. So to safeguard the sensitive data, not to make sure there are no SQL injections, there are no third party attacks on that, the salt is one stop solution for the same, to govern or to monitor the application and through the complete life cycle of the API once it is deployed to the cloud hub. So once it is deployed to the cloud hub, we can add it as a custom function, and then on top of it, we can use it as a platform as a service on the web. We can monitor it and all monitor, and some of the we can identify what are the automated, what are the endpoints we are using, what are the policies have been used. So one of the salt security where it handles few of the risks, and it will also govern our application. So as you all might know that we have this open web application security project. Any Can you tell me top 5 vulnerabilities that we may come up in a MuleSoft? Any top 5 which you have come across in day-to-day life here in as a developers? Anyone?
Yeah, it's a kind of requested web URLs, like
Hmm.
through query params or UA params, where we can have a visibility of the parameters which is supplied as part of the resource path within the MuleSoft APIs. That is also one of the vulnerability check we can do with the help of Salt Security,
Mhm.
Rashmi.
Yeah. And
And yeah,
SQL injections, these are
yeah,
like we have
yeah,
seen many of them where SQL injection we can handle them using the security. So as per one of the survey made, where in 20 last when we compare to 2023, due to insufficient logging or monitoring, or due to these injections, there were like 363% is increased in the spike rate of these vulnerabilities on the uh, testing, black box testing that was made. So the security policies that has to be handled, JSON, our threat control protocols policies has to be applied on all our applications. That is a must. And so coming add on to that, then there is this which is a where Salesforce is also embracing these new technologies and innovative solutions as it is going into the digital transformation. So it adopts these new features, like it is a partner salt security, and MuleSoft are partners from 2021. So they were partners, they partnered with MuleSoft, and this can be added as a custom policy. So there Salesforce added it as one of the custom, we can add it as a custom policy, and we can proceed have a vulnerability and secure policies for our APIs. So this it also manages our endpoints, and it also makes sure that there is a visibility of the traffic. How is the traffic going on, how is what is the live traffic of the data, and also it is a potential threats, and it highlights those threats, any of the data visibility in the logs and all that is captured, and that is sent to the DevOps team as an alert. So this is why we want to use a salt security with our MuleSoft. So can we go to next slide? Yeah. So few of the key features what we can see in the salt is this continuous API discovery. So when it comes to the continuous API discovery, where we say we have where we have exposed our APIs, so we identify which are the continuous sensitive data which is being there in our code, which is there handled in the logs, and we identify those all the data points, and we make sure we automatically discover them, and we block any of the attackers who are trying to integrate or extract the data, and also we provide the remediation for the developers to improve the API security. So this is one of the key feature of Salt. So coming to the threat protection, so as most there are very variety of security suits which have come into market, but one of the key feature of the Salt is threat protection, where it most of the security features where they'll highlight if there is any injection or if any attack is going to happen, it will just alert the DevOps team. But here the Salt is one its key feature, it also blocks using its low architecture. If you see the architecture of the Salt, it also protects our attacks and blocks it. So the other one is the posture governance. So this is also one of the key feature where we can handle all the API management. We can also govern, and we can manage if any APIs, if any policies we are missing on of any of our. We build around hundreds of APIs, and if any policies are missed on the any of the application, then we'll be easily able to identify using the posture governance, and with that highlighted one we can we can identify easily and apply all the security policies on top of it and proceed. And also it will provide a documentation of the API, what it is currently doing, what are its flows, and those all the details it will be able to share. And also the, as I mentioned already, the endpoint management. So this is one of the key feature where this Salt security is also it is having the combination of powered, and also with the data to discover APIs and expand. So this is one of the AI powered data analysis is one of the key feature here in um, in Salt security. So when we want to use the Salt security as a custom policy in our Mule applications, or we want to add it, so Salesforce is allowing us as it as a custom connector, or the custom policy we can add it. So there are two ways. One is as a connector, native connector. The other one is on the custom policy. So there are prerequisites there when it comes to the Salt. The first is we should have the Salt server access and the URL details. So it has a subscription and Salt token details. And coming to the MuleSoft, so where we should have mainly have the platform access, MuleSoft Anypoint platform access, and most important one is we should have a Titanium subscription for the same, and exchange access. And as we will be adding it as a custom policy in our API, and we should have a API manager access as well. So these are few of the key prerequisites which are required for the Salt security. Coming into the can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So here in the Salt, before we go to the Salt security and architecture, here if you see the diagram where it shows like it is a cloud console as a SaaS application. How about the MuleSoft? Which is this? Whether it is a SaaS, iPaaS, what is a MuleSoft?
It's iPass.
iPaaS. Correct. So our MuleSoft is a iPaaS, integration as a service, and here we are using the Salt security, that is a software as a service. It is a top it will be used as a security web console, and we will be able to add it as a custom. And this Salt security, if you see, when there are variety of other security suits like no name and Walmart. So in no name, when we see there are there is no much there, it handles only the, it will only identify the threats, but it will not be able to block it. The advantage of Salt security is that it will be able to block the whatever the threats are coming, the injections are happening. So that is one. And it the Salt security also has the incident management as well. So whenever there is any risk, the incidents management governance of this posture governance will help, and the incidents will be taken care, and it will be updated to the Jira, or we also have, it is also connected to the Splunk and Slack, or for this all these other like pager duty. So all these are easily integrated with the salt security suite. So over to you, Venkata, on this architecture part.
Sure, Rashmi. Thanks for providing your in detail insights about salt security. How do we enable salt security within the MuleSoft platform? Thanks for that. Yeah, let me continue from here. And if you look into this architecture, okay, it really represents basically when we try to go to the topic, we need to understand what is the purpose of that. When we try to integrate something with MuleSoft, we need to understand what is the purpose of that. Okay, so what really it will do, it really helps to discover the APIs and which are the exposing sensitive data. Okay, and how do we protect the data from the malicious attack, and how do we block that attacking by integrating with such a tool called Salt Security. Okay, and with the salt security we can able to provide the remediation insights for the developers to improve API security features also. Okay, and the main benefit of going for salt security is it really identifies the APIs in a best way from the attacks against, and as well as identify the type of data that is accessible through APIs, and as well as it try to discovery of the APIs continuously, and try to and monitor the exposing sensitive data to outside network. Okay, and another thing is the more advantage of SAP is salt security is automation process. Automation discovery is the main advantage of going with the salt security tool, which can be integrated with the MuleSoft like a ESB product. Okay, and so, a bit it comes to more process. We have all this in active, and in future maybe we need to, when artificial intelligence is coming to picture, like already it's supported by AI feature, but when it comes to full draft version of AI with salt security, it really helpful to do more monitoring and protect the APIs from a possible attacks based on the API consumption baseline. Okay, yeah, Nitish, can you please go to next slide? Yes, salt security implementation. How do we do that? This is the basic questions to everyone, a MuleSoft developer, if you want to enable as part of MuleSoft APIs within the platform level. Okay. For example, we have a different infrastructures available within the MuleSoft, have a flavors called Cloud Hub, Hybrid, and Runtime Fabric or on-premise infrastructures are available. Okay, when it comes to salt security, it applicable for all infrastructure levels, all infrastructure pieces like Cloud Hub, or either it is on-premise or a hybrid, whatever it may be. Okay, only the thing is first we need to understand how do we integrate that. Okay, basically when we want to enable the salt security on the top of your existing API, for example, assume that you are using a REST API, so you want to enable salt security on the top of that and understand and scan how much that API is capable to receive the request and how the data is flowing. Is that API is really as per the standards of MuleSoft, or it is going, it is somehow it is getting a gap of from that a malicious access or attacks has happened on that. So if you want to check in that way, so there would be a process to be followed. When it comes to MuleSoft Anypoint platform, initially we will try to create a custom policy, and once the custom policy is created, we will try to publish that as a policy into Exchange. So then it will be converted as asset, available asset for us. So once you can see as a custom policy as a once you publish it to Exchange, then we can tag that policy to API. Okay, when it goes to API manager, where you can have a org level admin access to be available, then only you can able to inject this salt security policy into our API. Okay, by looking into this diagram, it clearly says that we can able to fill out the API details, and as well as if you look into this diagram, when you see into the top down diagram, it goes to the API manager. So where we are trying to add the policy, here we need to find out that API, which API you want to enable the salt monitoring policy. Okay, once you do that, we need to explicitly fill some of the required attribute details here. For example, the base service URL. Okay, so we need to understand for which API you are planning to do this enable this salt security. So that URL you need to be you need to provide here within the server to understand to map this particular API, the particular API to be enabled with salt security. And you have a API token, and you have a API service URL, and as you have a label details, that is optional, and we have a exchange max elements, that is also option we can provide. Payload also we can provide, it's optional. Only I can say required is one or two only, and remaining all are optional parameters that would be need to provided. Okay, and as well as if you once you fill out this all these details within the API manager window itself under administrative policy window, then so post that you can able to enable that enablement of salt security on the top of the API is completed. Okay, once we enable that, we can able to generate the metrics report, and post that we can able to see how the vulnerability check is happening. I mean, how the API behavior is at the moment. Basically, salt security will more deal with uh, to discover the API and understanding the sensitive data, and it try to monitor the API data also from the attackers, from the blocking attackers also. And as well as behavioral monitoring is one of the major I can say major feature we can discuss here with the help of salt security. Okay, I can say it's behavioral monitoring is a major one. So with that, behavioral monitoring also will be taken care. Okay, so with that, we can able to enable the salt security on the top of that API, and we can able to see that the API is how the API would be behavior with post you post access post enabling the salt security on the top of that API. Okay, for this salt security with MuleSoft integration, definitely you would require salt subscription, that is a proprietary one. And as a MuleSoft developer or a MuleSoft org level, this titanium subscription should be available. Then only we can able to enable the salt security on the top of the MuleSoft API within the Anypoint platform. That is really those are all the major prerequisites to do the salt security enablement for API security with MuleSoft. Okay, that is the way we can able to do. And more than this use case, we can have a different use cases, but I don't want to add much here, so I don't want to make you people confused. So that is the reason we did not add. But if it comes to real time scenarios, we have multiple. The reason is SaaS will work on iPaaS and SaaS also. Okay, so we have web application enabled. When a web application also, we can enable the salt security tool feature on the top of that, and we can try to check the vulnerability of the API of the service. Otherwise, how the data is flowing on. For example, if you ask me, for example, if you see the web URLs, basically we will try to pass the query parameters or URI parameters, which will be appended as part of the API. Okay, API service URL itself, like in the resource path. From there, when once you look into that API URL service or microservice URL, you can able to see that the visibility of query parameters. So in order to do in order to verify or scan such kind of params will be supplied within the window, which is visible to external users. So in order to do such kind of scan, or if in order to enable that such kind of scans of on the web tools also possible with the help of salt security. Okay.
And also to add on to this, Venkata, on
Yes.
the as we will be, if we are going to use a web tool, then it will be will have a high visibility on this zombie APIs or the shadowed APIs, which are not used in the org. Those will be visible, and those zombie APIs can be highlighted and can be alerted to the team. which are not in use. So those identification becomes very easy using this API continuous discovery key feature of the salt security. And also it it provides a consumption API consumption report every time, how many hits and what is the contracts being used, and those all the details it will be able to provide. And along with that, it keeps on documenting, as you already told, when the API schema analysis takes place, it also does the complete chronology of that complete API, and it keeps on documenting. So as still they are working on the documentation part, it is still ongoing, yeah, but these are few of the other key features.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for appending more insights from your end also, Rashmi. And apart from that, salt security, I want to share some of the things about salt security, how salt security will be performed like that. Okay. Do you think salt security API protection platform will deliver good value for the price? Yes, it will provide. And as well as salt security protection platform, it really help to do it really gives a good as go expected, yes. And as well as when customer buy a sales security API protection platform, if you want to if it is really valid, it's really valid to do do a scanning with the help of salt security on the top of the APIs or web applications, as like iPaaS or SaaS application. Yes, it would be give more automated discovery process than other tools available in the market. Okay. For example, Rashmi mentioned that we have no name like security tools are available, and we have multiple things like salt security. I can say that apart from those, salt security will give more automated process, and it give more metrics to be generated, will be generated, like a report will be generated post your governance enablement on the top of the API. And as well as it give more user friendly flexibility when you try to integrate with a MuleSoft like a integration platform. Okay, that is also one of the advantages why people are going for the nowadays going for salt. And one more thing, right now market is running behind Gen AI, artificial intelligence kind of features. Every tool, the expectation from customer is to have AI also to be inbuilt with to come with that. I can say salt security have that feature also in available right now. So by adding that is also one of the advantage why we are why people why most of the customers want to go with the salt security API platform. It's a protected window to enable on the top of the APIs. Make sure that API should be more what I can say. Yeah, API should be more vulnerability and malicious attacks freeless. Okay, okay. It detects more possible attacks on the API. That is a one thing, major thing I can say. And as well as it give more visibility into all APIs in your infrastructure. Okay, you can enable for all the APIs whichever you have. You feel that your API should require this particular mechanism to be enabled on the top of that. Definitely, this is one of the recommendation option. Okay, and another thing is sensitive data basically you see from the most of the banking system. I mean, like for example, it goes to the banking customers, they have more sensitive data. Okay, the data will be more sensitive more than other so available domains in the market. When it comes to that, the data flow is happening in between their systems is a more sensitive. Okay, so it will give more detailed attacks which happens on the top of that. It give you a more provided metrics post the salt security enablement on the top of your API within the even it is a iPaaS application or it is a SaaS application. Okay, it's not at all a restricted to one, so it is acceptable and applicable on the top of the all the kind of web applications and as well as services also. Okay, and another thing is integration with this integration salt security API protection platform integration supports more products. if you want to enable any notifications to the end users, okay, once you feel that your API or web application is attacked by something, so you want to generate a kind of notification with the help of available tools like ServiceNow. That is also applicable, that is also possible with the help of Salt Security. So that is also we can able to enable it, and we can raise a ticketing also to make sure that this particular to make people, your end users know about what is the current behavior of the API. For example, it is enabled, it is once you enable that, once you feel that somehow it's some sensitive data is malicious access is happen on the top of that API, that particular but that particular monitoring also will be taken care, and it will be taken care through the integration called notification integrations also. So the required message will be goes to message will be taken care and goes to the required stakeholders or end users, whoever the consumers for that application. So we have a more integration flexibility. We can inject anything with the help of Salt Security. Okay, that is the overall picture of the Salt Security with MuleSoft. Yeah, Nitish, over to you. Yeah, I have done from my end. Yeah, this is one of reference basically what is exactly Salt Security. If you really want to refer that, that is one. And MuleSoft and how do we how the Salt Security will be integrated. So the references we added here. So this once you go through this, we can you can understand what is the pricing of the Salt Security. How do you get the subscription, and post that how do you proceed with Salt Security with MuleSoft. Okay, so right recently, most of the pharmaceutical customers integrated Salt Security successfully to their applications, and they able to see the good results also. Okay, that is one of the example I can say here in between this window. So more of the healthcare domain clients are interested more to inject Salt Security on the top of their APIs within their system. Okay, so that is successfully taken care from last couple of years with respect to integration perspective. Okay, any questions post this? Yeah, I came to end of this part.
So, Venkat, we have few questions in the chat. If you can just answer them.
I'm sure. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have any trial free version for developers for POCs? No,
Okay.
we don't have. The reason is it's a totally proprietary tool. I can say, Nitish. Definitely, you have to purchase it and do. Otherwise, if really it is available, definitely we would create a POC and showcase that also. That is also possible. Just we can just go to there and create our instance, our user ID login, and we can able to inject that and give a POC. That more helpful to each audience and understand more. But that is not possible. Everything is a license one version only. Even MuleSoft and Titanium subscription would be required. And Salt Security also is not a freeware version; it's a proprietary tool. So we don't have that facility is available.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Another question: where we the Salt Security Cloud Console hosted? Cloud Console hosted. Okay. Exactly where are we? Yeah, yeah. Someone is saying.
No, Venkata, in that architecture diagram.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Salt Security Cloud Soul will be available in their system only. For example, if you see that once you the once you try to integrate your Salt Security with the MuleSoft platform as a custom policy, okay, as a custom policy, once you do that, you can able to we can able to once you enable as part of your infrastructure itself, so within the system, the console will be taken care. Like if you want to monitor the Salt Security, like the flow, how how it will be applied on the top of that, you can go straight away go through and check your logs. So once you enable on the top of your API, so in the logs also you can able to see the status of the flow, how the flow is going on. Okay, So that is basically part of the Salt Security console only. But once you try to integrate with MuleSoft Anypan platform, you can able to get that particular instance, the data flow instance or the control to the platform level, where you can able to see as part of the MuleSoft API Anypan platform logs itself. Okay, logs will be helpful to understand that. Did I answer your question, Sajni Adhikari? Sagnik? Okay. Yeah, let me go to next question. Rashmi, it's hosted in Cloud Hub. There, that's I agree. It's in AWS only. I
AWS.
agree.
Our MuleSoft is also.
Yes, yes, you're right. Even we can anyhow whenever we try to create a custom policy as a policy, and once you inject into our exchange, any point exchange, it would be part of our the platform capability itself. Okay, it's as a component. Basically, you know very well, exchange will have a reusable assets. Am I right? So MuleSoft exchange will have a reusable assets. Wherever you would require, you can go and inject those. For example, we have a many reusable assets within the MuleSoft, like logging, exception handling, or some of the custom policies also. If would be required, you can search it. Accordingly, we can inject those as part of our code flow also. Okay. So then, other question. Where we can see the metrics or dashboards resides. You are right, Mahapatra. Basically, it's in Salt Security Web Console or in any point platform. You can see this particular security website. The metrics, basically, the metrics will be generated. Okay, once metrics will be generated, that you can able to find out. I think that it will be morely it is basically the control, it will be from the Salt Security. The reason is MuleSoft end we cannot see that matrix. Okay, monitoring mechanism, I mean how it will be taken care and all, we can able to see in the MuleSoft monitoring mechanism. But if you want to see more metrics like a dashboard level, we can, I think we can, I mean I did not tried any POC on that, but as per my understanding it can be visible in any point platform also, because we have a custom dashboards available and built-in dashboards available within the MuleSoft Anypoint platform based on the subscription available. So we can able to see that report from MuleSoft Anypoint platform itself also. Okay, where we can see the metrics. That's fine. Okay. Any other questions? Does it validate anything only incoming data to the API, or what sent backs from the API as a response? How does it know that payload or query parameter what I sent it to the API contains a sensitive data? Do we need to write some rules or similar kind of rules? In the sense, basically, Siddhant, it's for your question answer is basically it will be validated. Basically it validates. Okay, it validates the API data. Okay, for example, if you have a API where you want to apply the Salt Security on the top of that API, it will be taken care that validate the data within the API, whole API considered. Okay, and another question is payload or query parameter. Payload or query parameter, basically if it is a web application or it is a kind of even iPass application also, the scanning will be taken care there also, query parameter end also. If it is a sensitive, do you need to write any some rules for a similar kind of? You don't need to write any rules, because once you apply that, it will be taken care of that. If you really want specific things to be taken care, then only you can able to apply that. You can able to write that rules, but I don't think it would be required. As general, it will be taken care once you try to inject Salt Security uh, plugin, like once you create as a custom policy and publish into exchange, that will be available as an asset to you. So it's a part of your project repository, like the project API path itself. So it will be taking care of scanning the API, and it's provide the generate the reports and metrics. Report metrics, basically I want to showcase for something that, but it is a kind of customer specific data which I cannot show it at the moment due to the privacy issues. Okay, it's a customer sensitive data. I have a example for that, but I am not able to showcase due to the restrictions. But I can say that once you go to the Salt Security with the MuleSoft integration web links, you can clearly able to see the metrics data. What exactly metrics will be showcased, that what exactly it contains, what exactly it gives, give it to you as output, as outcome. So that will be available in the web. Basically, if you look into that salt security to MuleSoft references, you can able to see the details also. There are use cases are available. So there you can able to see at the end of the integration, how would be the metrics will be generating. Okay, like what exactly it will be covered as part of that within the API level. But somehow we saw that for one of the customer enabled within their remote system, but we can't access that. So due to the privacy and restrictions, we are not ready to showcase that. That is the reason we are not able to capture the details. That's the kind of limitation we have from the customer perspective within the organizations as a part of the policies. Okay.
Yeah, I think we are good. Venkat. Yeah. Thanks for a detailed explanation.
I had a bit of another question.
Yeah,
Please.
sure.
Not able to unmute earlier. This is Agni this side. Venkara, I have never used Sol security, so just trying to understand whether it would be viable or not. So from the discussions, it appeared like we would have like the API manager itself provides certain metrics of the policies once we apply them on any of the APIs, right? But from the discussion, it came around like you'll have the metrics at two places, one in the API manager and one in the place where that Sol security cloud console that was shown in the diagram, wherever that is hosted. So we have two places where we have the policy related metrics. Is that understanding correct?
It's basically when you apply the policy within the MuleSoft Anypoint platform. Okay, for
Mhm.
example, you applied a policy. Normally, what policy will do if it comes to the out-of-box policies within the MuleSoft platform? For example, if you take throat limiting, rate limiting or throttling, or otherwise IP whitelisting or blocklisting. Okay, for example, if you have a such kind of out-of-box policy, right?
Right.
So how those policies will work once you enable that on the top of the API, the same, this is also will act as a kind of a custom policy. It's like what custom policy this will take care of is it will try to discover that API and to try to see the vulnerability attack on the top of that API. If anything is happening or that, it's good monitoring we can able to do with this help of this policy. Once
It's
we enable that, we can able to once you inject that, once you provided for a specific API details, the report will be generated. Okay, that report will be generated in the sense as part of the salt any point platform infrastructure. If you want, you can able to see the flow of the API from the logs also by doing a kind of debug that you want to check the data flow, that will be possible. But ultimately the report, the metrics report will be generated with the salt security tool itself. So because once salt security tool subscription is available for you, you as added as a user for that or developer, you access for that, you can able to generate the report within the salt security tool itself. So the tool will be contain what exactly it covered as part of the API discovery process, like what is good, what is bad, what is what is a kind of neutral, the behavior of the API. It is outcome from that. I don't think any platform will provide all the details. Only platform will be for to inject salt security as a policy and apply on the top of that API. Once you do that, I think that work will be taken care from at there itself. Post that you can able to see the metrics from the salt security tool where you have a user access.
okay. Okay. So yeah, that was what I was trying to understand. So it would be a different place where we would be actually getting to see the metrics that was found out of this policy that we applied.
Yes, definitely. Another thing is salt is not specific to SaaS applications. It will, SaaS also, it will be applicable for iPaaS also. So in a even web application perspective also, you can enable the salt security, not only for the iPaaS applications. Even it is applicable for even services and as well as web applications also. Okay.
Correct.
Somehow
Correct.
why customers are not showing more interest to use the salt security is it's expensive. Okay, it's a licensed version, you don't have any free trial versions. That is one thing. And I hear that recently from one of the organization for one of the healthcare customer used this Salt security and applied on the top of their APIs, existing APIs within the Cloud Hub infrastructure. So they successfully enabled Salt on the top of their APIs and generated that metrics report, and that integration is successfully implemented. But it is I can say it's a proprietary tool than no name. I think no name is a bit cost less than this. I'm thinking maybe that have a free version of also option is available than Salt security.
Sure, thank you, Venkata.
No problems. Anything else?